This is ABC 7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us tonight. Scott Dennis has the night off. Our top story this evening, Hurricane Irma. We're watching the Category 4 storm very closely as it makes its way toward the Leeward Islands. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan is joining us with the latest track of the storm in our first alert weather. Bob?
Yeah, the 5 o'clock advisory has just come out and indicating that this storm is getting stronger as it approaches the northern Leeward Islands, and it looks as though it could be on the verge of becoming a Category 5 before getting very close to the islands that you see right here. Again, a very well-defined center, a very clear eye, a tightly defined eye, too, at that. We could be seeing a secondary eye wall form, but it's been going through this stage for the past couple of days now, and it looks as though it will be a very powerful Category 4, if not a 5, as it approaches the islands. Right now, top winds are at 130, making it a Category 4 hurricane. It's moving to the west at 13. It's being driven by an area of high pressure to the north of it. Now, this high pressure is a little stronger than had been projected, so it's going to stay on a more westerly course, it appears, over day 3 and 4. And there's a chance, as you can see, the cone of uncertainty, it could be a little bit further south, depending upon how strong that the high pressure is located to the north. But right now, it appears 150-mile-an-hour winds by Tuesday afternoon as it approaches the northern Leeward Islands. There are hurricane watches out in effect for all of Puerto Rico and the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. And then if it stays over this very warm water here, water temperatures 90 degrees in some areas, it's going to stay as a very strong hurricane making its way off toward the northwest. But there's still a lot of uncertainty. You'll notice on day 5 it could be east of the Bahamas, which would be better for everyone. Or it could be over the top of Cuba, too, which is terrible for Cuba, but the mountainous terrain could beat it up pretty badly there. Or it could be further south. Either way, we have to watch this very closely. I do believe Florida is going to see impacts from this storm regardless of where it goes. And the southwest coast, if it stays with the GFS and the Euro models, we are going to see tropical storm force winds here on Sunday and into Monday. Here are some of the plots. Again, a lot of these are the GFS, just different kind of runs with different variables put into those models. But generally, the GFS and the European model put it off the coast of Miami right around Sunday midday and then take it off toward the north. There's still a lot of different factors coming into play with this. We have a trough of low pressure developing over the eastern United States. This trough may cut off, and if it cuts off, what it means is it gets a little smaller and has less of an impact of drawing Irma to the north. If that's the case, then certainly the western courses we saw in those hurricane spaghetti models would be more impactful for the west coast of Florida. So right now, it appears that we will have an impact here. The timing of the impact will be Sunday and Monday of this upcoming week. Well, much more on this and the rest of the tropics coming up in a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Governor Scott has declared a state of emergency for every county in Florida. He says he wants to make sure that state, federal, and local governments are able to work together and that resources are dispersed to local communities to prepare for this storm. The state of emergency allows emergency management officials to act quickly and in the best interest of Floridians. Scott says he urges all Floridians to keep up with local weather and news and get prepared. And it's, of course, as Bob mentioned, too early to tell exactly where Hurricane Irma is headed, but it is not too early to prepare for it. And that's exactly what Suncoast residents are doing. Several home improvement stores are already sold out of generators, including this Lowe's store on Fruitville Road. Sandbags, cases of water, tarps, they are all flying off the shelves with more supplies already on the way. Preparation is exactly what emergency management officials recommend that Suncoast residents do starting now.
Just think about all the things that you don't have when a disaster hits. Water may be disrupted. Power may be disrupted. Now, TV's not going to be on. Now, if you have a generator, that's great. Make sure you know how to use it properly.
Emergency officials ask that you keep a 7-day supply of food and water inside your home. Also, make sure you have a battery-powered flashlight and plenty of fuel. The crisis in Texas is far from over. A neighborhood struggling to recover from Hurricane Harvey. Thousands of homes are still under mandatory evacuation orders. But for millions across Texas, residents are finally returning home. In some areas, they're trying to salvage what they can. One man in Bel Air, which is in the Houston area, lost just about everything he owned, yet he's calling himself lucky.
Good thing is that we're safe. We had good neighbors that said, please come over, help, we're going to help you out.
FEMA officials say they're placing evacuees into temporary housing, but long-term plans are still being finalized. And there's been an outpouring of local support for Harvey victims as well. Members of the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office are donating basic personal necessities to their brothers in blue with the Houston Police Department. Detweiler's Market will be sending a refrigerated truck full of produce and other food to Texas later this week. Also, until Saturday, Detweiler's is accepting donations at all 3 locations for Christian Aid Ministries, which the market will match up to $25,000.
The need is a lot bigger than us, so I'm just using what I have and just hoping to add to it with everyone else helping us.
Those in Texas tell us some of the food items in the highest demand right now are bread, milk, and eggs. Leaders in Manatee County are looking ahead to the next few years and say that fair and affordable housing is a top priority. Some local developers have taken the issue into their own hands, and now close to 200 families have a place to call home. ABC 7's Erica Jackson shows us how life has improved for those living in affordable housing units at Robbins Apartments.
During the county's last assessment in 2010, only 1% of the units were considered affordable housing. One local developer has made it his mission to bring more affordable housing to the area, and that number continues to go up.
A lot has changed for Connie Robles in the last year. Just 9 months ago, her family of 5 was living in a crammed apartment with her brother and his wife.
It was very hard because we had to share a lot of the things that we wanted to have as our family.
Now she's celebrating her life at Robbins Apartments. She started her own business after moving into the affordable unit last December.
I never knew it was going to be such a nice place to be.
I always wanted to help somebody else. I couldn't even help myself.
Valerie Guillory started the organization Trinity Without Borders after overcoming her battle with addiction. She and developer Harvey Vengroff partnered to open Robbins Apartments for struggling families. And now they're celebrating its 1-year anniversary.
A lot of our families came in here with pillows and blankets in their cars. Several of our families were literally living in Walmart parking lots and GT Bray Park.
Tenants pay $650 a month for rent, electricity, water, and cable, and most apartments are furnished. Management just finished remodeling 60 units, so more renters are moving in, and construction is underway for 60 other apartments to help more families get back on their feet.
First of all, they were looking to just breathe and stay above water. Then they started achieving self-sufficiency, and now they are becoming sustainable.
Robles is ready for her new neighbors to move in and is happy they all have a place to call home.
We're here for the long run. We're here till we can't, till they don't let us be here anymore.
There is a waiting list for those interested in moving into the complex, but management says it can place most families within 3 weeks. Reporting in Manatee County, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Erica. And still to come on your Suncoast News, a rash of break-ins in Bradenton, why a local neighborhood is still on edge.
Now you can win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just enter the word of the week at mysuncoast.com. This week's word is college. We'll pick a winner each week. Good luck. If you're looking for a rewarding job you'll love, good news. The perfect job is just a click away. Go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day. It's that easy. Stop searching and go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day to find the perfect job for you.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork for free, and best of all, your brace is shipped directly to your home for free. Don't let chronic lower back pain slow you down. Get moving and stay active with a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost. We also accept Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Aetna, Humana, and other insurance. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare? Find out for free.
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-715-0835. That's 1-800-715-0835, 1-800-715-0835.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice: choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
A local neighborhood in Bradenton is on edge after neighbors say they've seen a rash of break-ins. And just recently, over the weekend, the community of Samoset suffered yet another burglary. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo is joining us in Samoset with more on this. He is live for us tonight. Dwayne.
Well, Haley, it seems like burglars are in full force around the area, so residents are just looking for their neighbors to stay cautious and be vigilant.
No trespassing and private property signs are a common sight in the Samoset neighborhood of Bradenton. Sharice Bratlin's dad is a pastor of a local church in the area. She says they're needed due to the recent string of home burglaries within the last few months.
We've got robbed here. They came and stole almost all my dad's guns. And then they've been robbed across the street before, just not this bad.
Yet, another recent hit for the neighbors, right across the street from the church. Manatee County Sheriff says the burglary happened sometime between 5:30 p.m. on Saturday and 1:30 a.m. on Sunday. The suspects forced entry into the home, stole property, and fled the scene. For one teenager who has lived here his whole life, he says his home was robbed twice. Once where his mother walked in the house while the burglary was in progress.
She was actually opening the door when she heard that the robbers escaped from the back of the door, and they just ran off. And then my mom was actually really terrified, so she went looking after my dad.
He says after the scare, his neighbors and deputies are on high alert.
Every once in a while, there's always like a sheriff at the church, like just looking out for us, like around 10 p.m. to midnight, and it makes us feel more safer in this neighborhood.
The burglars at times are so brazen, committing crimes throughout the day, but residents say it's about looking out for neighbors and relying on other strategies to stay safe.
My family and I have put on an alarm system for our house just in case it happens again.
Just watch, make sure you have everything locked, but at the same time, they pry that open too. So just be aware, and if you can, get cameras.
Now, the sheriff's office is urging anyone with any information or witnessing anything suspicious in the area of the crime to contact the Manatee County Sheriff's Office at 941-747-3011. Reporting live in Bradenton, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Dwayne. Up next, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be joining us with our first alert weather and the latest on Hurricane Irma.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
This Saturday only, save 40% off factory direct windows. Bring in your measurements for on-the-spot pricing.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC filter hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
$40 million. That's the number of free phones still available and the number of how many Americans can still get prescriptions free.
Free could be wonderful.
That's why I'm still working at 77 years old to pay off my prescriptions.
I needed to have a prescription filled and I had to leave because I couldn't afford it.
Call now and see what's available for you. Free prescriptions. Over 10 million people get prescriptions free, and the program has expanded so another 40 million can. Free dental. Over 15,000 dentists have provided over $330 million in free dental work. Free cell phones. 40 million free cell phones are still available with free minutes and more.
Free cell phone would change my life right now because it is something I cannot afford to get.
Medical supplies like back braces, knee braces, and diabetic supplies may be covered too. The free RX Plus hotline has saved callers over $12 million on their prescription costs. These free programs are now available to 40 million more people. Call now.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Well, here we go. Weather headlines read like this. Irma is a major Category 4 storm now, 130-mile-an-hour winds, and Florida is to be impacted some way or another. Now, it remains to be seen how strong that impact is going to be. And the timing for us, if we're going to get anything at all, it looks to be Sunday and Monday. So Sunday and Monday will be the time to watch for the worst weather. Titan radar picture showing some showers around. Today, pretty good Labor Day for everyone out there in the area. Beaches had the day off. Nice day, sunny, and most of the storms east pushing off in that direction. Now, you can see we have a few isolated cells inland. We had some storms earlier around that may be creating some surface boundaries, if you will. We may see a few coastal showers later on this evening, but the rain chance is still very small. And as far as the pictures go, you can see some heavier weather down to our south. Those storms in the inland counties pushing off toward the east. It's going to be the typical flow, too, out of the west to the east. So most of the storms tomorrow that do develop will develop along the sea breeze front and have a tendency to push off toward the east coast. 87 right now, the dew point 74, and the humidity at 65%. The high was pretty close to average. The low was 74. And what we are watching now, what becomes crucial as far as where Irma will go in the future is this trough of low pressure developing over the northern plain states. You see some of that blue coming down right there. That is a trough of low pressure which is developing, and it's not all that strong right now, but it's expected to get all the way down here into the northern sections of Alabama and Georgia. But once it develops, there's some indications on some other forecast models that it will eventually turn into a cutoff low. And what that means is we'll see a low pressure system here as opposed to way down here, and so it's not going to have as much impact on Irma. So that's the reason why now we think that Irma is going to be moving closer to Florida as a result of that trough of low pressure. A very intense storm, top winds at 130 miles an hour, could go as high as 150 by Tuesday afternoon. There are hurricane watches out now for all of Puerto Rico and the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. That's a hurricane watch, soon to be changed over to a warning, I do believe. And then hurricane warnings are in effect for all the islands, the northern Leeward Islands. You can see those islands are all under a hurricane warning. Antigua as well as Barbuda, All Saints Island under that hurricane warning. They could be dealing with a strong Category 4, if not 5 hurricane on in through Wednesday. Well, here's, I took it off from Thursday, and you can see this is a Saturday, and then on Sunday, this is the Euro model. On Sunday at 6 o'clock, it shows it just off the coast of Miami and West Palm Beach, skirting along the coastline there. That would be the worst case scenario. Like we saw last year, if it were to stay just offshore, it wouldn't lose as much strength. If it makes landfall, obviously it would be devastating, but it would begin to lose strength as it moves over land. Now in this situation, this is Sunday at 6. You can see the scale above 50-mile-an-hour winds in that purple color that you see stretching all the way over to the Suncoast on Sunday. So we would be seeing a very large storm system with a huge wind field. This is the GFS, the U.S. model, showing similar pattern as far as where it's tracking and where it's going. This one takes it into Miami and South Dade there. You can see we could see that system cause all sorts of havoc. It could be a Category 4 at that point. Water temperatures throughout this region in the low 90s in some cases. So very much a big area of fuel source here for this storm to get stronger and larger. And you can again see the winds, tropical storm force winds across west central Florida in this scenario. Now there's still a chance it could pass even further west of that. So we'll have to watch that. Again, the top winds now are at 130 going up to 150 we think tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And the forecast cone of uncertainty, we're hoping more on this edge to the east of the Bahamas. There's a chance it could be a little bit further south of that too. There's a lot of things coming into play as far as where this storm is going in the future. And so you can't make any decisions at this point, but be prepared. Check your hurricane supply kit, make sure it's up to speed. Go over your plan with your family and know what to do in case a hurricane watch or hurricane warning is put into effect. Light chop out there for boaters, seas running 1 to 2 feet. And the water temperature very warm here too along the eastern Gulf of Mexico. Is at 90 right now. And as far as the tides go upcoming, low tide will be at 7:33, sunset at 7:47. Partly cloudy, isolated storms possible this evening. Rain chance at 20% tomorrow. Just a 30% chance for mainly inland storms, a high of 90. And then we start to see an increasing chance for rainfall Thursday and Friday, not due to Irma, but just a west-southwest wind with more moisture moving into play. Sunday and Monday, the two biggest days at this point, subject to change, but that would be the biggest day that we would see right there, Sunday and Monday. We'll be right back.
This week, President Trump now facing several critical tests. The devastation of Hurricane Harvey, escalating tension with North Korea, and the looming Russia investigation. With stakes this high, this is where America turns. World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com, AndServices.com.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com, AndServices.com.
The Beach Club is a landmark on Siesta Key, and it's been there for a long time, but it's still going strong. ABC 7's Linda Carson has more in A Place We Call Home.
The Beach Club was called J&K Beach Club when it opened in 1947. Siesta Key Village was quite different then.
There was sand, not a road. There was actually dirt. And there was a couple buildings out here, like the one across the street, the Hub, and this one here.
It's always been a popular gathering spot. Former owner Richard Deere says back in the 80s and the 90s, it was one of the few places around open till 2:30 in the morning.
On any given Wednesday, Thursday night, this was the place to go.
and we would meet here, and it was just all outdoors and open. You could hang out on the front. There used to be a front porch here, and the front porch had a bar, and the bar was shaped like a boat.
The club had 2 separate rooms, so 2 bands could play at the same time.
There was 2 different types of music being played back then. You had what we called the acid side, which was like 9 Inch Nails and In Excess and more modern type music, new wave music. And then they had the old side right here, the original building, which was classic rock and roll.
Some famous musicians have played here over the years.
The Allman Brothers have played here, and not necessarily as a band, but they sat in different, occasions. There was actually a rumor that even Hendrix was here at one point.
And they've had a lot of national acts.
Eddie Money have played here. We've had bands like Inner Circle, which they play that song Bad Boys, We've had Molly Hatchet, Marshall Tucker, Corey Smith.
And they plan to bring more national acts in the future. The building has been remodeled, even rebuilt through the years. The current owners made a lot of changes, included they added food.
We've added a little bus looking like food truck on the front, and we have wings and sliders and quesadillas.
The Beach Club has played a big role in our community through the years.
It is where a lot of people celebrated a lot of things, from engagements to wedding, to bachelor parties, bachelorette parties. So a lot of people had their memories of their life through here.
And as the Beach Club goes into its second 70 years, there are 2 things you can count on. It's still going to be right here. You can count on that. And number 2, they're always going to be trying new ideas and new entertainment and new trends, so it'll be different every time you come in. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Linda. I think everyone has a Beach Club story if they remember it.
Yep, I remember.
Have a good night. We'll see you in a few minutes at 7 o'clock.